And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for. The main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Super Bantamweight title eliminator. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Armenia, here is Azat Hovhannisyan.
The man known as Crazy A, Azat Hovhannisyan, is looking to earn a second crack at a world title with a victory here tonight. Since losing to Ray Vargas in a bid for the WBC's 122-pound title in 2018, he's rattled off 7 straight wins, 6 of them by knockout. And there have been no dull moments along the way, cementing himself as one of the best pure action fighters in his weight neighborhood. A fan favorite here in California, Hovhannisyan says there are at least 200 Armenian fans in the crowd here in Pomona, and they would love nothing more than to see their hero score the biggest victory of his career.
And his opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner, ready to make his ring walk. Desde Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Here is Luis La Pantera Nery.
Well, in 2016 and 2017, Luis Nery enjoyed about as much hype as a fighter can receive. He was Boxing Scene's Prospect of the Year, and then after defeating Shinsuke Yamanaka, ESPN's Golpe a Golpe rated his victory as one of the greatest ever by a Mexican fighter. But since then, a failed but litigated drug test, a series of weight mishaps, and several changes in trainers cast Nery as somewhat of a villain character in the boxing community. But Nery insists that he's matured and that the personal issues that were hampering him are resolved, taking refuge in the hills and forests of Mexico City, where he has trained and dieted for the last 5 months. An electric pure talent with a serious mean streak in the ring, Nery is promising a knockout tonight and a victory over the winner of Stephen Fulton, Naoya Inoue, subsequently as well. We cannot wait for this one. Round 1 underway. Azat Hovhannisyan in the blue trunks trimmed with red and gold. Luis Nery, the southpaw, in the white and gold.
Nery the southpaw, but Hovhannisyan switches from lefty to righty, so he fights off of any stance, hence his name, Crazy A.
Both men coming off of TKO victories. Nery, most recently, a 3rd round stoppage win over David Carmona in October of last year. Hovhannisyan, a 2nd round TKO here on DAZN, and that is the slip.
Good call there by Ray Corona, because that looked like it could have been a punch, but it wasn't. It was a phantom punch right there, but good counter attempt by Hovhannisyan.
Nery letting his hands go already. He can be very dangerous, Sergio, when he gets in that kind of flow state when his feet are planted and the hands are moving. He can be very tough to deal with.
Nery is the perfect hybrid of boxer-puncher. He can come forward and be aggressive to the body. He has hard punches from that southpaw stance, but he can get on the back foot and box brilliantly as well.
Watch your feet, guys, your feet.
And Hovhannisyan, he's not all just reckless caution to the wind. There's method to that madness. There's a little bit of intelligence to that chaos. He keeps his chin down, elbows tucked in. He doesn't sling the punches, and he keeps that guard tight. When he's ready to fight, he throws them away.
Nery tried to jump in with that left hand. Catches Hovhannisyan on the way in.
And Hovhannisyan looking for that check hook for Nery on the way in.
Hovhannisyan and his trainer, Julian Chua, said they weren't worried about revealing the fact that they're hunting for a straight right hand down the middle.
I like the fact that Nery's already concentrating on the body of Hovhannisyan. Hovhannisyan has never been stopped. He's been in there with some punches, but never even stopped. So aim to the body, see if he's vulnerable there.
See Nery very animated in the ring. You see the creativity of his offense.
for that body again. You can see that's a game plan of theirs. Hovhannisyan is forced to be reserved right now. Nery's not giving him an opportunity to let those hands fly yet.
Men trade shots to the body. Nery's almost straying a little bit low. A lot of tension here in the opening round. I think there's an understanding that both these men have fight-ending power.
You can feel the tension in the air. I know that's something you hear a lot, but you feel it in this theater right now.
Nery looking for a step back left hand.
The bell, gentlemen.
And there's Hovhannisyan come in with the hands up, chin tucked. He's ready to let them hands fly right there as soon as Nery stays stationary.
Round 2 underway. As Luis Nery fighting off the back foot here. This is something we saw him utilize a little bit more against Carlos Castro a couple of fights ago, coming after that loss to Brandon Figueroa.
And there's Hovhannisyan letting them big shots flow. I mean, you can hear the sound and the thump of the power of his punches.
See Hovhannisyan trying to come down the middle with that right hand. He and his corner believe that will be the key, that they can get inside some of those winging punches of Luis Nery.
That first round was the calmest I've ever seen Crazy A Hovhannisyan ever start a fight. And right there lands a right hand.
Stop! Hey, don't hook him, my friend. Come on.
Hovhannisyan tries to leap in with a left hook. You see Nery will do that. He'll kind of tuck in behind his shoulder roll and allow some of those shots to travel their distance. And Hovhannisyan, I'm sure, doesn't mind that. He's happy to hit anything.
Yeah, Nery's a southpaw, so they hide behind that shoulder because they have that exit to the right. But when it comes to Hovhannisyan, since he's so unorthodox and unpredictable, that style's not going to work. He's just going to hit anything that Nery offers him. Just like that. Nothing's clean, but it's definitely catching his attention.
About 5 right hands uncorked by Hovhannisyan there. Again, none of them landing clean, but putting Nery under duress here in the second half of round 2. Nery's so animated in the ring, basically has a reaction to absolutely everything. One of those body shots connected somewhere. He said no, that was on the back. He's talking to Hovhannisyan.
Yeah, you know, that's a boxer that's well aware of all his surroundings, and you know that just goes to show you that the radar that he has. You know, nothing affects him. He doesn't step all the way back when Hovhannisyan comes in. See, he's calm under pressure, and there he is.
Straight left hand down the middle, another one from Luis Nery.
Ooh, that was a dangerous left hand Nery threw right there. Hovhannisyan was able to pull back. Right now, Hovhannisyan's having a hard time closing the gap. Too elusive, Nery's on his feet right now, throwing all the right punches. Hovhannisyan hasn't been able to throw more than 1s and 2s.
Good combination here from Nery, letting his hands go. Good counter left hook from Hovhannisyan as things are starting to heat up.
And this is the fight we expected right here.
I'll tell you, there were smiles on the faces of everyone in the corner of Azat Hovhannisyan, because this is the fight that they want, much like this is the fight that the fans want. But more specifically, they think that when those chaotic exchanges happen, that it's the straight punches of Hovhannisyan that will come out on top.
I think it's the straight punches from Nery that are coming on top right now.
Yes.
We've seen a straight left hand that landed. So, yeah, whatever's going to be straighter is going to be more effective in this fight. The wide hooks of Hovhannisyan are going to come short to the straight left hands from the southpaw in Nery.
Hovhannisyan trying to dig down to the body. One of those shots caught on the elbow of Nery. Kind of lifts up the guard of Nery and places a couple right hands downstairs.
Oh, what a beautiful boxer Nery is, man. I'm telling you, he may be Mexican, but he doesn't have that typical Mexican style of fighting. He's just so smooth from that southpaw stance. And he's keeping Crazy A Hovhannisyan in control right now, which is the most impressive.
Left hand right down the middle from Nery. A little bit of swelling And perhaps a bit of blood on the face of Crazy A already as we see the CompuBox totals thus far.
No. Don't hook. Don't hook. Work out of there.
See Nery outlanding Hovhannisyan to this point. Those punch totals starting to creep up as we expected they would.
Nery is so sharp right now, so confident. He's on the front foot, backing up
Put your hand up
the
there.
aggressive bully in Hovhannisyan.
Right hand comes down the middle from Hovhannisyan. That swelling under his right eye starting to intensify. Maybe something for us to keep an eye on here.
No, it's cut. Yeah, there's a cut in the right eye.
Stop. Take a step back.
Right under the eye. And it came from one of those, it had to come from one of those sharp left hands from Nery. Ooh, good right hand by Hovhannisyan on the inside right there.
Hey, get off those legs. Don't do that. Let's go. Hey, over there.
Hovhannisyan's starting to get a little bit rough in there because he knows he can't keep up with the smoothness and the tactics of the boxing ability of Nery, so now he has to rough up Nery.
I thought for a moment that maybe he was frustrating Nery a little bit, but Nery starts firing away with combinations again.
There's that left hand again, Corey. Straight 1-2, comes back with another left hand. That's gonna be there all day. It's just too smooth, too sharp with that 1-2 by Nery.
The dueling chants here at the Fox Theater. The fans of Luis Nery, some of whom have come across from Tijuana.
Good right hook there by Hovhannisyan. Got around the guard of Nery. That might have rocked him.
And a right hand on the exit as well. Terrific round between Nery and Hovhannisyan.
And we saw that Hovhannisyan was cut on that right eye, and it had to come from one of these left hands. Ray Corona confirming it, that it was from a punch. Those are hard left hands by Nery because they're precise, they're sharp. It's right on the button.
Good fight, guys. All the way back.
Well, when the referee tells you good fight before the start of round 4, you know it's been pretty good so far.
Well, we expected this, and I'm glad that it's coming to fruition. And, you know, we got a lot of time, a lot of rounds left, too, so buckle up.
Shot to the body to open things up from Luis Nery. Looks for that same shot. The corner of Azat Hovhannisyan telling him, take small steps, don't reach. It's that sneaky footwork that Nery has. He can play with range and lock you into something serious.
Hovhannisyan having some success. He was able to stop the movement of Nery by a straight right hand to the gut. That made Nery stay still for a while, and Hovhannisyan landed a good 4 or 5 punch combination there. Good body shot there by Hovhannisyan.
Good inside work from Hovhannisyan. We saw Brandon Figueroa ultimately get the best of Luis Nery because he was able to keep that fight on the inside for the vast majority of it.
And Figueroa was able to knock him out to a body shot from the southpaw stance. So right there, Hovhannisyan has a right idea to go to the body, maybe even switch southpaw, because Hovhannisyan does switch stances.
Yeah, that is something that he has in his arsenal. We've seen it many times before. As he goes back downstairs to the body, and then a hard right hand up top, and another one.
It was that right hand to the body that set up the right hand upstairs. And this is what Nery does. He's a boxer first, but then the Mexican style comes out of him. He needs to keep the Mexican in check tonight. Hovhannisyan just waiting to pounce.
No, get off the ground.
It's hard to think of a stylistic comparison to Luis Nery, a very unique operator in there. Such an interesting blend of different styles.
Yeah, he is. I mean, there's flashes of like Zab Judah in there. There's just brilliant boxing, but he has power. But he still has the body shots. Beautiful all-around hybrid of a boxer-puncher, Luis Nery.
But a beautiful right hand connected from Azat Hovhannisyan a moment ago. Let's throw it over to Beto Duran.
The cut is not a concern. Speaking with the cut man in the corner of Hovhannisyan, they said it's underneath the eye, not blocking him at all, not blinding him at all. They said they'll get in between rounds. Not a concern at all.
Hovhannisyan has a right idea. He's dissecting Nery to the body now. That's keeping him from moving left and right.
Nery finding himself on the ropes for the first time in this fight. Two hard shots might have affected Nery.
Nery's hurt. Nery's hurt. He got a clean right hand to the chin right now. He's on shaky legs.
Nery trying to use the perimeter here with 20 seconds remaining in the round. And a hard shot from Nery. What a combination off the ropes from Luis Nery, as it was looking like he was in trouble.
And Hovhannisyan is hurt now with that right uppercut. It was a beautifully timed right uppercut. This is going to be spectacular, I'm telling you. It's just getting started.
You weren't able to see it, but when the bell rang, Luis Nery just jumped up in the air in excitement for round 5. And I think that a lot of our viewers at home might be doing something similar, especially after seeing how round 4 ended.
Stop! Time! Time! Where? Come on, man. You guys gotta stay on there. Time in!
Did Hovhannisyan come out without a mouthpiece? Is that what happened there?
They don't call him Crazy 8 for
Yes,
nothing.
it was. We just got confirmation. He just went into this fight with Luis Nery without a mouthpiece.
And now he's stalking Nery. He's cutting off the ring a lot cleaner now.
A good left hand there from Nery. Nery continuing to circle to his left, planting every once in a while and firing that left hand. So we take a look at the CompuBox numbers.
We're turning your back.
A tremendous percentage there in terms of power punch accuracy for Luis Nery thus far, but Azat Hovhannisyan throwing a lot more of them.
And you can see him focusing on the body now. You know, not only is Nery a little susceptible to the body, but it's also going to get him stopping from moving. See right there, that right hand to the body kept him from going to his left.
Well, for more on Luis Nery, let's send it over to Beto Duran.
Hovhannisyan is hurting Luis Nery to the body, and that's why Nery's not moving anymore.
Things getting a little messy on the inside.
Come on, come on, come on.
Don't complain, you gotta keep fighting.
Well, both fighters were complaining there. The referee said, don't worry about it, keep fighting. As you pointed out, Sergio.
Nice sharp left hand right there by Nery. Just perfectly concise. He already got the timing down of the aggression of Hovhannisyan.
Boy, these are some brutal exchanges on the inside.
They're brutal and they're beautiful. They're concise. They're right on the money. Both of them have a good chin. Gotta remember, Nery's never been down with a knockout upstairs. It was a body shot that took him down. Hovhannisyan's never been down and out.
Luis Nery is trying to change that. He has Hovhannisyan locked against the ropes.
Hovhannisyan's hurt. Nery pushing him away, getting the distance, not letting him off the hook.
Look at this. As advertised.
With a smile on his face, Pantera. He's enjoying it, he's loving it. Hovhannisyan coming right back to the body.
For Hovhannisyan with 2 right hands to the body. Tremendous action.
Beautiful, beautiful boxing.
So as you probably noticed, another cut has opened up right around the eyelid of Azat Hovhannisyan, and we received confirmation that that also was from a cut.
Nice left hand there by Hovhannisyan. He rocked Nery right there. He came in with a 2-1. That caught Nery off guard.
Excuse me there, I misspoke. That cut was caused by a punch, so more for Hovhannisyan to deal with, and perhaps a concern if those start to intensify.
Yeah, Ray Corona came to us twice already and confirmed that both those cuts were by punches. Good right hand there by Hovhannisyan. Nery better be careful pulling out. You can't get lazy with a fighter as unpredictable as Hovhannisyan. The movement has stopped by Nery. He might be hurt downstairs because this is not his fight. He's giving Crazy an opportunity to land something big.
Good combinations there from Hovhannisyan. Well, let's quickly send it over to Beto Duran.
And Julian Tua telling his fighter Azat Hovhannisyan, do not exchange. If he lands a big shot, smother him. I do not want you to exchange with him at all. Protect yourself. So there's some concern in that corner.
Very interesting and kind of a change in the mindset there from what they felt initially in the fight, which is what they wanted exchanges because they felt they could win them, now being a little bit more cautious.
Well, that is something that I'm not familiar with Hovhannisyan, but maybe they see that his face is reddening up. He has been rocked, the eye is shutting. Maybe they don't want that unpredictable, unorthodox attack that we're accustomed to seeing by Hovhannisyan.
You see the CompuBox numbers. Nery to this point outlanding Hovhannisyan 102 to 84. That's through round 5.
I love the way that Hovhannisyan has been focused on the attack of the lower body. That's what slowed down the movement in the legs of Nery. But Nery has just been so precise with the combinations. He's been alternating the power and the speed. So Hovhannisyan's he's not ready to see where the punches are coming from.
And Nery connects with another left hand up top.
And there goes Hovhannisyan to the body. I love it. He hasn't given up on the body. It will pay dividends.
A lot of leather landing here. But the damage to the face of Hovhannisyan beginning to become a concern, and the corner of Hovhannisyan right now telling him they want more boxing. But that's not what Hovhannisyan is doing right now. He is stalking and trying to get to the inside.
I don't think you can outbox a boxer like Luis Nery. He's just too damn good in there. He's just too damn smart and too good on his feet. Hovhannisyan has to make this fight dirty. He has to throw caution to the wind and get aggressive.
Let's go, gentlemen.
Round 7 underway of our main event that has been living up to all the hype so far. Sergio, you mentioned that Nery slowing down a little bit. We've mentioned the damage that Hovhannisyan has incurred, and that's the beauty of fights like this, that as these fighters, both of them, slowing down to certain degrees, the violence just picks up.
And the violence is going to favor the more violent fighter, and that's Hovhannisyan. He may be down, he may be bruised, he may be battered, but he's in this fight, and he's one punch away to switching all this around. And right there, you can see him cutting off the ring. He's making this ring a lot smaller for Nery, the mover.
And we're going to send it over to Beto Duran, who has more on Luis Nery.
Se está ahogando. He's drowning. They're taking Azat Hovhannisyan into deep waters. That's what they're telling Luis Nery, because Nery's been here before. Hovhannisyan hasn't. He said that they told Nery, do not carry him. Fight your fight, stay focused, but they want him to fight for 3 minutes. Nery in between rounds, did you see him? He was dancing. Come on now.
Well, he was dancing after that left hook from Hovhannisyan as well, although I think that was a footwork issue, more so than the impact of the shot. But there's a good left hand from Hovhannisyan. Straight left hand connects from Nery. Hovhannisyan comes right back with a right hand.
Standing right in front of each other, punch for punch. A left-handed fighter versus a right-hand fighter. They're throwing the exact same punches.
Hard left hook connects from Hovhannisyan. Good sequence here for Crazy A.
This is just great back and forth action. This is high-end fighting, power boxing at its best. Every punch being thrown in the book.
Back comes Luis Nery. Hovhannisyan heading to the perimeter, but he rips a body shot as well.
Those are heavy, heavy body shots. Nery's taking those well. That one landed cleanly right there.
They trade shots on the inside. Both men using their full arsenal, a lot of it landing.
I would love to see Hovhannisyan turn southpaw, which is something that he does. Give Nery, who's a natural southpaw, a different look.
Who can withstand this firefight? Can both men withstand this kind of action for 12 rounds?
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. And you know what? Nery might have the advantage, but something tells me that Hovhannisyan is just, there's something in him right now. He knows he can still win this fight and land something big. Nery is fighting him out, but right now the strength. And, I mean, just back and forth. How can you not love boxing? I mean, this is power boxing at its best. Both bloodied, both landing big shots. Hovhannisyan getting caught with big shots like that, pulling back. That's because of fatigue. It wasn't really that hard. It was hard of a punch. It was fatigue setting in on Hovhannisyan with all those hard shots.
Great fight, bro. Great fight.
Luis Nery once again dancing in his corner, feeling very loose. Hovhannisyan as stoic as ever. And to your point, Sergio, there's that feeling about Hovhannisyan that he just has a spirit that can't be broken. And that if he keeps coming on like this, that maybe he's going to find something big, and they're finding plenty of big shots right now, both Nery and Hovhannisyan.
Like they told us, Hovhannisyan has heart to spare, and you could see it right here. He's not giving up. He's done some big shots in this round. He's definitely rocking Nery. Nery better keep that chin tucked.
Nery dropping his hands, his chin up. The confidence is flowing, but is it working in his best interest right now?
Good man, good man. Good on.
A good round for Azat Hovhannisyan. According to our CompuBox statistics, 26 of 74 outlanding and outthrowing Luis Nery in round 7.
I haven't seen no body shots from Hovhannisyan. That's what slowed down the movement of Nery. I want to see Hovhannisyan keep going and attacking the body. Hit the hips and the body and the ribs of Luis Nery.
Hovhannisyan trying to throw a 2-1 there. He's landed that quite often. When he does throw that, Sergio, when he finishes his combination with another left hand, it's kind of a hybrid jab power shot. It's landing.
That's a perfect observation, but a 2-1 is actually a 1-2 from the southpaw stance. So to a southpaw, a 2-1 from the orthodox fighter is a 1-2.
A very brief reprieve in the action here as both men are standing toe-to-toe in the center of the ring with less than a minute left to go in round 8.
Ooh, I love that home run uppercut that Hovhannisyan attempted right there. No jabs from Crazy A Hovhannisyan. It's all gunslinging. It's everything coming from the sides, everything coming from the hooks around the guard.
Stop.
Nery works out of the clinch, digs a left hand to the body, brings another left hand up top. But back comes Hovhannisyan with a hard left hook, and another one.
And it's because Nery's pulling back with his head up. That's because he's tired. He doesn't have the legs that he had earlier in the round, so he's pulling back. But you cannot do that with a gunslinger like Hovhannisyan.
Now it's Nery looking for a home run uppercut as he's standing his ground. What a fight.
Bucket.
Round 9 underway. And we did get a bit of an answer to your query in the last round, Sergio, about why Hovhannisyan isn't digging to the body a little bit more, although he's doing a lot of it right now. His trainer, Julian Chua, is saying it's because Nery is looking for the uppercut. So if we go to the body, we become a little bit susceptible.
Yeah, but you know what? Susceptible is part of the game. It's part of boxing. And that's what he needs to be doing right here, because the only time Nery has been knocked out is to the body. So he's vulnerable down there, and that's where he needs to go.
3-punch combination there from Hovhannisyan. Nery trying to walk Hovhannisyan down now a little bit.
And this is where Hovhannisyan should be going to the body, just like that. Just like that, stabbing him downstairs. That keeps the elbows tucked in on Nery, and it keeps the guns holstered.
Let's send it over to Beto Duran with another report.
Nery's corner told him, you're doing great, you're winning this fight. You still got to be careful because this guy is crazy, as his name. He will not go away. They said they have a lot of respect for him. They still need to be careful with him because Nery is getting desperate. Azat is getting desperate, so Nery needs to keep his guard up the entire round.
Thanks so much, Beto. You know, interesting because the posture of Luis Nery is drastically different than it was earlier. Sergio, I think you were alluding to the fact that the spring in the step of Luis Nery is not there right now.
And it's because of these body shots right here. This is what's taking the legs of Nery. That's why he's not moving anymore. Consistent body attack by Hovhannisyan.
And the CompuBox totals, as we take a look at them, Azat Hovhannisyan outlanding Luis Nery in terms of power punches at this point in the fight. And now, just because Nery isn't moving as much doesn't mean that he isn't doing good work, but you do start to question, is this the impact of the work that Hovhannisyan is doing? Is it the body shots, as you're pointing out?
There's no question, it is. That's exactly why Nery is more stationary. And look, those little sneaky body shots, those straight right hands to the body by Hovhannisyan. See, the technique is flailing on Luis Nery. That's because, you know, little by little, you start just getting dissected to the body. The wind goes. See those shots right there? Even though you're hitting forearm, your elbow is digging into your own body, your own rib.
Nery still throwing, still connecting, but looking a little bit fatigued.
Yes, he is. Both men fatigued, but right now it's Nery that's a little bit more hurt, a little bit more tired.
But look at him go. Still standing toe-to-toe, still trading.
What a fight. I mean, look at both these fighters landing identical shots. Hooks. One lands a hook, the other one throws a hook. One lands a body shot, he comes back and returns the favor. It's like they're fighting in front of a mirror. One's an orthodox fighter, one's a southpaw, but they're throwing the exact same punches and they're landing the exact same punches. What a fight.
And the doctor's gonna have a look at the various abrasions on the face of Azat Hovhannisyan, but not much of a discussion.
That's just posturing. The doctor wouldn't attempt to stop this fight right here.
And rightfully so. You are watching potentially a 122-pound classic right now. This is between Luis Nery and Azat Hovhannisyan.
122-pound version of Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield, man. It's just like they're fighting in front of a mirror. It's tit for tat, the exact same punches. It's identical aggression.
With what's going on with Azat Hovhannisyan, and in his corner, let's send it over to Beto Duran.
And there's no instruction. Julian Chua said right now, I got to get into his heart. I got to motivate him. They know each other. This is the fight. What else am I going to tell him? Just tell him how bad does he want it for his family.
Thanks so much, Beto. Yeah, we're at the stage in the fight, Sergio, where this is just a fight. There really are no technical instructions that you could give your fighter when the fight is evolving like this.
This is all heart, this is all conditioning, and right now I am still favoring, even though shots like that rock Hovhannisyan back and they look sexy, it's the body punching by Hovhannisyan, just like that, that's actually taking the air out of the tires of Luis Nery.
As illustrated by the CompuBox stats that you see on your screen, a big round for Azat Hovhannisyan, whose tempo is vastly outpacing that of Luis Nery right now.
And there's that right hand again, too consistent. Just those are stabbing body shots, and you can see they're hurting Nery.
I saw a little bit of movement in the legs of Luis Nery after that last right hand to the body.
One body shot, one clean body shot is worth 2 headshots.
Is Nery starting to break down?
Or is Hovhannisyan breaking him down? Look at those sneaky body shots right there. That's what's doing it right there.
See Hovhannisyan leaning on Nery a little bit more on the inside. Nery said that he feels he's the physically strongest 122-pounder in the world. The Crazy A is putting that hypothesis to the test.
What a body shot by Hovhannisyan, and what a left hand by Nery.
And Hovhannisyan's hurt, and down he goes! Just when you thought Nery was starting to erode, down goes Hovhannisyan. He is in serious trouble. Nery all over him. Can Crazy A survive? Unbelievable.
Saved by the bell. Ray Corona was 1 second away, one punch away from stopping that fight.
An outrageous outrageous swing of momentum here, Sergio.
Look, that body shot Hovhannisyan, that caught Luis Nery's attention, but Nery caught him with that left hook around the guard. Caught Hovhannisyan pulling back, which is a no-no in boxing. Whenever you're this aggressive and landing clean body shots like that, the last thing you do is pull back like Hovhannisyan did, and that's what cost him.
Let's see if Nery will try and pounce on Hovhannisyan here. He seemed just moments away from ending this one.
I don't think 1 minute was enough for Hovhannisyan to recover completely. I can see Nery hurting him right back.
4 left hands already have landed just in the opening 15 seconds of this round. A hideous cut under the right eye of Azat Hovhannisyan. Blood streaming down the face.
And right now, Nery has the right idea, focusing on power and combinations. He's gonna force the referee to stop this fight.
Nery with a big opportunity here when it looked like the fight was getting away from him.
Get off his head. Work out of there.
I don't like the body language of Hovhannisyan right now.
Oh, what a shot from Hovhannisyan.
That missed. It looked good, but hit the glove.
It was certainly enough to give pause to Luis Nery, at least temporarily.
And back comes Hovhannisyan to the body.
Stop. Stop. Take a step back.
You gotta love a fighter in the 11th round, in the championship rounds, not neglecting the body. Hovhannisyan still not straying away from the strategy.
And again, this is a minute and a half removed from being seconds away from being knocked out. Where is he finding the energy? Where do these men find the courage?
That's all heart. That's something you cannot teach. This is determination. Determination by both men, and we expected this. When you hear battle of attrition,
and that is it! Luis Nery rallies back in an absolute classic.
man,
As we take a look back at the
it's
ending.
forever ingrained in here in my head. This is just beautiful brutality that we just witnessed.
And look at Hovhannisyan smiling during the final moments of this fight. As he's getting stopped, oh, he's known as Crazy A for a reason.
Man, how can you not be romantic about boxing?
And we have to talk about Luis Nery and the way that he won this fight, Sergio, because I think that there were people out there who saw the Figueroa fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, here from the Fox Theater in Pomona, California. Ladies and gentlemen, 11 rounds of boxing of truly one of the most exhilarating, exciting, heart-pounding, and top-tier professional boxing you all have just witnessed, and truly a contender for Fight of the Year. Let's give both of these warriors a huge round of applause. The official time comes to you. 151, round number 11. To the winner by KO, El Orgullo de Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, Luis